Welcome to Let's Talk Books. Homer, Dante, Shakespeare, the great canon of world literature. Is it still worth teaching on college campuses in this age of multiculturalism? Or is it time we open the curriculum to other kinds of literature? With me here to discuss the changing politics behind curriculum in our colleges, from Temple University, Karen Holtzbrook, Kevin Henchy, a frequent contributor to The Nation, and joining us from Yale University, Professor Carl Lentz. Welcome, all of you. Professor Holtzbrook, I want to start with you. Let's say I've got a child entering college next fall. Will he be reading Shakespeare?
Well, I certainly hope so. No one's arguing that we throw out the great writers, but clearly it's time that we let in other writers who are not usually associated with the great works.
Like Zora Neale Hurston or Toni Morrison?
Mm-hmm. Also Ida Paxton Freely.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with her work.
The Yellow River by I.P. Freely.
Oh, of course. I.P. Freely. Didn't she also write Lights Out at the Boys' School?
Oh, no. Lights Out at the Boys' School was written by a husband and wife team, Holden and Sharon Dix.
Ah. Holden and Sharon Dix. I always confuse them with the East German writer, Lotta Cox. But are these the kind of writers we're talking about? Dix, Cox?
I'm glad that you mentioned Lotta Cox. Mm-hmm. The Diary of a Hooker would make any new list of great books.
Oh, I agree. But you might also include Through a Brown Darkly by Eileen Dover in that list. But something we really haven't hit upon is the reluctance to include Asian literature in this argument. I don't know how you could overlook one of the great polemics against the West, Stain on the Great Wall by Hu Flung Poo. Or, of course, there's always How to Make $30 by Chu Sum Wang.
Okay, well, that really is the meat of the matter. Do we include Chu Sum Wang? Professor Lentz, I see you're shaking your head.
No, I mean, that's just it. You can't include everything. I mean, do we need Homosexuality in Irish Culture by Michael Fitzpatrick and Patrick Fitzmichael? I don't think so. I don't think so. Last week, I asked my students what they wanted to read, and it was Shakespeare, not The Tiger's Revenge by some obscure French author.
Claude Balls.
What?
You're referring to The Tiger's Revenge by Claude Balls. An excellent writer on par with, say, Dick Gozinia, or the Greek writer Harry Paratestes.
Paratestes is certainly on par with Balls or Cox. Absolutely. Now, I read a scathing indictment of drugs in professional sports called Under the Bleachers by Seymour Butts.
Oh, and exactly. I think it's really nonfiction work like this we should be looking at. I taught a seminar at Duke University where we read Richard Sawyer and Alan Bush's fascinating study of voyeurism.
Mm-hmm. The Sawyer-Bush Report.
Yes. And from there, we segued into an interesting report on the Stonewall riots authored by Harrison Butts and Randall Dixon.
Oh, I love Dixon Butts.
Dixon Butts is wonderful.
Yeah, Dixon Butts is a seminal work.
Who doesn't love Dixon?
Dixon Butts is the kind of thing that should be in
We
Dixon
all
Butts.
love Dixon Butts. But does that mean we should grant them immediate status in the pantheon of great literature? I mean, what happens to Charles Dickens or Henri de Balzac?
Oh, who cares? Really, truly. I prefer Dix on Butts to Balzac. I mean, who wants Balzac shoved in your face?
Actually, if truth be told, I can think of nothing I'd rather do on a cold, wintry night than curl up with a leathery, musty old Balzac. You know? And I think we can all agree on that.
Absolutely. Balzac is like right there up in my face. Balzac is very important.
Well, that's about all the time we have here on Let's Talk Books. Join us next week when we'll be discussing venereal disease and its effects by Maya P. Burns and Dick Hurt.